Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is episode 18 of the SFC Record Club vlog. And joining us today, coming in from Tokyo, right, is Max.
That's me
And Max, what, graduated a year and a half ago. He's out in the wild now, right?
hunting. I'm surviving. I'm hunting, throwing spears at birds and stuff. Yeah.
But I thought I'd start us off with a few nostalgic photos, right? You remember this day?
Yeah. I said this off camera, but he did not know what the heck he was gonna go through. He
Hmm.
did not know. He did not know what would perspire in the next year and a half. Poor guy. Also, shout out Yuina slash Kale. Just did a shoot with her. Amazing. Book her. Shout out.
And that I think that would have been I think that was the first day I met Kale actually, or at least the first day I talked to her. So yeah, that was and then I recruited
Really?
her to be an SA the following semester. So yeah,
Oh, no way.
it was a productive day. And this was a month or two later. You came. And you helped
Yeah, yeah.
decorate the wall a bit in that day.
Yeah, I was like taping stuff on the wall. I remember that. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like putting stuff up on the wall, getting it complete.
Yeah,
Sick, sick wall.
you do look young and innocent in
And
this.
spry. I'm
Yeah,
rather spry. I had a spring in my step.
yeah.
It's literally only been a year and a half. It's not that long ago. Like, come on. It's not that bad.
All right. So spaces like this on university campuses where, you know, creative
Mm.
people or people who are interested in the arts or whatever, blah, 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 just a space for people to mingle and connect. Do you think these spaces are necessary?
So, for a little bit of context for the viewers who don't know anything about me, I have been operating within the Japanese, specifically Tokyo's underground music scene for the better part of the last 4 years. And I think that started to take off. Actually, when I graduated, that started to take off at an exponential level, primarily because of the spirit of collaboration. Now, I am just one person, right? And I have spent a lot of time honing my craft and learning how to convey what is inside me through my artistic mediums. But it gets to a point where you just want to focus on specific things of your specific craft. And my work started to bloom and blossom even further when I started connecting myself with so many other talented people. And at that point, making art was no longer just about me, but it was about uplifting everyone else's talents, including my own. And so a space like the Record Club is all about that dispersion of collaborative ideas, right? Of collaborative spirit, of being in a space where collaboration is at the foremost, at the upfront, at the words, verbosity. I'm not very verbose right now.
Hmm.
It is at the forefront of the activities that take place there, right? You sit there, you think about music, you're surrounded by art, you're surrounded by people who have various talents like yourself, and some talents that you don't have yet because you can do it if you learn. And how can you learn if you're not collaborating with others? I think a space like that, especially now in a society where we are increasingly becoming more wireless, we're increasingly becoming more connected, but at the same time, not really. I'm talking to David here, but he's like far away, you know, like it's not, I'm talking to him, but it's just pixels on a screen representing him. So having a physical space right now in this specific context in which we live becomes exponentially more important as we are sort of becoming more isolated from each other despite our connections. And so my answer to this question would be because of the spirit of collaboration, we need spaces like this.
Hmm. Yeah, that is the purpose. I mean, that's a lot of the thinking for me. And I think just once you get the people together, it just happens. Like that's what I enjoy about it. If you get a bunch of people like that together, like you it just naturally happens from that point that
Mm,
they start working on projects together
mm,
and forming
mm,
bands and right, making movies,
100%.
making zines. Like yeah, it's
The
it's a
hardest
beautiful thing to
part is
watch.
always the hardest part is always that first step.
Hmm.
It's always getting people to do that first step. And I think working in this industry a lot of the times it's just about getting that first step, getting over that first step. Especially when working with other people, when creating projects with other people, doing new things. If you get good at convincing people to take the first step, like you can do your world expands exponentially.
Hmm.
And so you're sort of like an arbiter in the situation to get that first step going, which is like what people need. People need somebody out there to be like, yo, sit down right here and talk to that dude. Just do it.
Hmm.
That's the job of a director, right? Like you're a director. You're basically a producer. You're filling this producer slot by getting a bunch of these individuals who you know if they talk to each other would work out,
Hmm.
and you just get them in that space. That's called being a producer for
Hmm.
people watching.
Hmm.
If you're good at that, be a producer.
And and sometimes, when people are freshmen or whatever, like it just they takes too long for them to talk to each other
Mm,
finally.
mm,
So if you can do something to like speed up that process, like that's what
mm,
I
mm,
think it's worthwhile, you know?
mm, mm, mm,
Hmm.
mm, mm, mm. Exactly.
What do you think of the process of listening to vinyl records together, like as opposed to streaming music, blah blah blah. Like what does that specific So, okay, like we've talked
Let
about the space, but what does that activity mean to you?
So I don't listen to vinyl because I don't have a record player, but I
Hmm.
have a bunch of these CDs,
Hmm.
and I remember that like just the feeling of choosing these CDs. Oh, and this is one that I got from my friend, so that's like another thing I want to talk about. But the process of choosing these CDs, it came from inside me. I don't know who Ino Hidefumi is. I don't know who this guy is, but I just saw this CD and I bought it. And then I saw this one too, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what this was, but it was like 100 yen, so why not? I'll just get it. This one, same thing. This one has two CDs in it.
Hmm.
I don't know where this one has two CDs in it. So I bought it because it had good value. And also it was there's Jeff Mills in it. And I'm like, oh, I like Jeff Mills. I don't know who anybody else is, but like I like it. And all of these choices came from me physically interacting with this media, not just by touching it, but stepping out of my house,
Hmm.
going to the store and looking at things with my eyes. When you have an algorithm do this for you, you get the songs you like. You get the songs that you like at that specific moment. But that's all that it understands. It only knows you based on the you that clicks those buttons, right? Not even physical buttons. But when you go to the record store and you get CDs and you do these things, like none of it is being pushed to you. None of it is you're not being told, "Hey, you're going to like this, listen to this. Hey, you're going to like this, listen to this." And now I have a connect I now I have a very like a very specifically curated playlist made just for the me on Spotify. Now, what does that mean? It means I don't know anything else.
Hmm.
It means I don't know anything outside of the algorithm. I I would never have found this music if I hadn't just tried to listen to it. And then when you're on a CD player, especially so for a turntable, you're not gonna be skipping songs.
Hmm.
You can't. You gotta sit there. You
Mm,
gotta sit there and listen to the music. It's not optimized, and it's not optimized by design because consuming music and consuming art, it's not about optimization, or rather, it's not about doing it in the fastest time possible because that defeats the whole idea of we call it digging through music, looking
mhm,
through different things. And like I think a lot of people get stuck on, because of algorithm culture and all of these things, people get stuck on, oh, if I don't like the song, I don't really care about it. But for me as a musician, as an artist myself, I listen to this. I think this is like an album that's mainly like guitars and vocals, or I don't even remember. But I get to listen to these new characteristics of songs that I would never have listened to, and I get to put that in my art and absorb it and create a much deeper, richer world, right? And in a sense, that is optimization. Like you are literally becoming more productive by listening to music you don't like.
mm,
Like that isn't that you don't usually would like, right?
mm. Yeah.
So you broaden your horizons and you actually increase the productivity of yourself. Like this algorithm brain rot is like messing with us.
Mm,
And then we haven't even factored in like the community aspect, because this CD was physically gifted to me.
mm,
My friend gave it to me. He was in front of me and he gave it to me. It wasn't just like, here's a link, go listen to it on your own time. Here's a physical object that now when I look at it, I remember my friend gave it to me.
mm,
And then when you're sitting around your other friends listening to music, and really you have to sit there and listen to the music, you all draw from everybody's experience. You draw from like, why would this guy like this kind of song? Why would this guy like this kind of instrumentation? Why would this guy like this kind of melody? We
mm,
all have different reasons that coalesce to make the music that we like.
mm,
And we don't get that on an algorithm. We don't get that on the internet. We don't get that. Well, we do get that on the internet, but it's like not somebody right in front of you, right?
mm,
But I will go on a limb and say that we actually do need streaming services. We do need YouTube. We do need these things because they are really good for really they are really good at spreading information at an extremely fast rate. And I have definitely found music that I never thought I would ever find on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever.
mhm,
But the idea that that is the only way,
mm,
or that is the quote unquote best way to find music or
mm,
find art or whatever, it's damaging because there is no right way. There's no best way. There's only the tools you have available. It's like I go on Spotify and look through like a bunch of music, but then when I want to find something new, deliberately put myself in a new environment, new listening environment, all of these things, I went out and bought these CDs and I just put them on in the background. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This is nice. I like that. So it's like everything has its purpose. And the purpose of being around your friends and colleagues listening to music is exactly the same reason why such a space is necessary. It's that collaborative process, finding out why people like things, why people like specific things. And then if people like specific things, how can you relate what you like to what they like? And then
mm,
now you have a whole completely new thing that you're doing. Like it's endless, dude. Like it's
mm,
just like infinite, infinite. It's infinity, bro.
mm. It's
Yeah,
powerful, right?
exactly. It's powerful. Yeah, it opens your mind, bro. Opens your mind. Like this is apparently the track list of a Detroit Electronic Music Festival in 2004. Like I have this thing that happened when I was 4 years old in my hands.
Mm.
That's crazy. I just realized that right now. Damn.
We have a couple of Jeff Mills records in the collection.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we listened to it. I
Mm,
feel like we listened to it.
mm,
Yeah. He did a show. like kind of a bit ago, and I wish I was there. But yeah. Mm,
Well, yeah, a lot of what you said is like perfectly in line with my thinking on the topic. So, mhm. All right. Well, all right. Let's wrap up for now, and then you're gonna come by and visit me in the near future, right?
mm,
All right.
for sure.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Max, thanks for joining us. Yeah. I'll just stop the recording. We can
Wait, hold
talk.
on. Actually, I have one more thought. I have one more
Sure.
thought that I wanted to add to that stuff.
Sure.
So, big elephant in the room is AI, right?
Mhm.
AI making stuff for us. Now, I used to like be a complete hater of AI, but I like it in the use case in which it helps optimize the things I don't like doing. One of those things is not music or art. I love doing that stuff. And so a lot of the people when it comes to like talking about optimization or making things fast, I want to make art as fast as possible. I want to be as optimized as possible. Like I want to just get my ideas out there. I want my ideas out there in the most perfect state possible. That kind of thinking is the antithesis. Damn, I lost so much aura. I lost so much aura because I messed up my wording. That kind of thinking is the antithesis of the creative spirit. Because why are we looking at creativity as a final product? It should never be about the final product. If you're only looking at works of art in their final perfected state, that's no longer art. That's no longer creativity. That is a product that you designed. That is a product made to be sold. That is a product made to be as optimal as possible. That is not what I want to see. I'm more interested in the dude that picked up his mic and it sounds awful rather than a dude who generated the most perfect sounding, correct chord structure kind of song with the best synths or whatever. No, I want to know how you messed up. I want to know how you got there and messed it up. That these guys didn't these guys who made this all of this dance music, they didn't go out there and say, I want to make the perfect dance track. No, they went out there and said, I want to make the right dance track for just the people around me and the context in which I live in. It was never about being this creating a perfect product. It was never about making things right. And like something that I want to say to like people who view art, I'm sure people, your viewers don't see it this way, but people who enjoy generating art and generating, I had this conversation with my friend who is an AI bro, and he was talking about, well, I can't draw, I can't sing, I can't do anything. Like I want to just do it, and I want to make a drawing like real quick, real fast, and just do it and get it out there. And I just told him, but I want to see your ugly drawing.
Hmm.
I want to see you make an ugly drawing because that's you. Like, that's you. And getting good at art is an iterative process. Like, I have found that, like, I'm pretty bad at drawing too, actually. Like, if I want to make something like this, I used to think like, well, I want to make the perfect drawing and make it like look exactly like this. So I'm going to look up at references, look at all these things, how to make it as perfect as possible. I sit down there and I can't draw because I'm burned out because I'm trying to do the best thing possible. Like you make do with what you have, and as you make it, you learn things about the direction in which you want to go, which the specific things you want to improve about your art. You don't you don't have, and then you have so much history about who you are as an artist. You have so much mistakes and so much rawness that you have, and now you are an artist without being good at art. It's never about being good at art. Never. It's never art's never about how good you are. It's about where you live in your context with the people around you. So if you are ever feeling bad about art you make, think about making it for your friends. What would make them happy? Like start with that. Collaborate. So like you don't, that's why I really think you'll never be replaced by AI. You'll never be replaced by AI. You'll never be replaced by AI. All they can do is make perfect drawings. What we can do is create our spirit. What we can do is portray our spirit. Like that, never die. So keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Hmm.
Keep doing it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good note to end on. Keep doing it. Thank you, Max.